Before we start this adventure, I'd recommend going back and watching the Santander video. I appreciate this is on Bilbao, but technically we woke up in Santander and then we traveled to Bilbao by bus on the same day. As you can imagine, it was an early start and we had a full day ahead of us. First job, buy another Metro card to add to the collection here in Spain. Sometimes I think it would be so much easier if there was just one card for the whole country. But as we know, the autonomous regions of Spain are very independent and have their own systems. And so now we have the Metro card for Bilbao. Also, just to add a little bit of context, this was the 1st of June, which also happens to be my birthday. So happy birthday to me. Bilbao is located in the Basque Country, known as País Vasco in Castellano and Euskadi in Basque. And if that wasn't confusing enough already, Basque is also known as Euskara. While Castellano is spoken everywhere in Spain, Basque is unique to their region and has ancient roots. It's a language isolated, meaning it isn't related to any other known language, and it's believed to predate the arrival of Indo-European languages in Europe, making it the oldest surviving language in Europe. There is a caveat here though. We don't have written records of ancient Basque going back thousands of years, like we do for Latin or Greek, so we can't trace its full history with complete certainty. Although it was heavily suppressed during Franco's dictatorship, it has seen a strong revival since Spain's return to democracy, especially through education and regional policy. Today, Euskara is more widely spoken in rural coastal parts of Basque Country than here in Bilbao, but its presence is definitely growing. It's co-official with Castellano, and while not everyone speaks it, the language remains a powerful symbol of Basque identity and culture. So if you see writing in Bilbao that doesn't look quite the same as Castellano, now you know why. Here we are, guys, here in Bilbao. If you've just finished watching the Santander video, we just finished that one yesterday, as in we were there yesterday. So now we need to figure out where we're going from here. I've had a lovely nap on the coach. It was like an hour and 15 minutes from Santander to Bilbao. By the way, I have absolutely no way to confirm whether this is the pronunciation of this place, but we're going to go with it. Zazpikaleak. We arrived in Zazpikaleak, which is the name in Basque, or Casco Viejo in Castellano. Weirdly, it means 7 streets in Basque, and it's basically the old town of Bilbao. This is where the city began, proper medieval Bilbao. As you can see, we have a rather cloudy day today, but it's not cold, which is good. You've got narrow pedestrian streets winding around each other, lined with Pintxos bars. Also, Pintxos is just tapas, but from the Basque Country. Well, sort of. Let me explain. Pintxos are tapas on bread. I'm not sure why, but every single one seems to come on a slice of bread. So it'd be fair to say all Pintxos are tapas, but not all tapas are Pintxos. Pintxos are Basque interpretations of tapas with their own style and presentation. Bilbao is the city with the highest population in the north of Spain. In Zazpikaleak, you'll also find bakeries and independent shops. It's got that proper historical feel, but it's still very much alive. Zazpikaleak is the original core of the city. These 7 streets made up the entire town back in the 14th century, when Bilbao was just a tiny port settlement. Which is interesting because Bilbao itself is actually quite far from the coast. We'll see just how far later when we head up to one of the most spectacular views in the city. That's in part 2, so you need to keep watching for that. Over time, Bilbao expanded, but this old town stayed the heart of it all. If you walk around here, you'll see some really interesting buildings, like Santiago Catedral, which dates back to the 15th century, and the Arriaga Theatre, which has this grand, elegant look that feels a bit like a mini opera house. There's also a big market called La Ribera. If you're going to start exploring Bilbao, this is the place to begin. It gives you a sense of the city's roots straight away. Now, as an Atletico Madrid fan, this next bit made the whole trip feel weirdly personal, in the best way. The classic red and white stripes that Atletico wears, that's not just a random design choice. The club was actually founded by Basque students living in Madrid who supported Athletic Club in Bilbao. They saw Atletico as a sort of Madrid branch of Bilbao team. Back in the early 1900s, Athletic Bilbao used to wear blue and white kits, just like Blackburn Rovers. But in 1910, one of the board members was sent to England to buy new kits. The story goes that he couldn't find enough blue and white ones. There were, however, an abundance of red and white stripes, just like Southampton's kit. So he bought those back instead. Athletic Club adopted the new colours and Atletico Madrid followed suit because of their Basque connection. And that's how the stripes stuck. It's mad to think that a last-minute kit shopping trip in England ended up defining the look of two of Spain's biggest clubs. And being English myself, I love that this little thread connects Southampton, Bilbao, and Atletico Madrid. Three completely different places, all sharing the same stripes, thanks to this bizarre little bit of football history. Oh, and one last detail for the football fans. Have you ever noticed how they say Aupa Madrid instead of Vamos Madrid? That word Aupa comes from Euskara, and it means something like come on or let's go. Technically, Vamos Madrid would be the standard Spanish phrase, but Aupa has made its way into football culture and stuck. So even in the chants, there's a little bit of Basque influence that's traveled far beyond Bilbao. We are due some rain today, so we need to make the most of the time that we're walking around, because if it starts chucking it down, obviously we're going to need to find shelter. I have shorts on, I don't know if you can see that. It's not cold, which is the good thing. I do have a raincoat in my bag just in case, but of course we don't want to be walking around and getting all our stuff soaked. Quite blown away by how beautiful this city is actually. But the adventure doesn't stop there. In part 2, we'll be heading to the legendary San Mamés Stadium, home of Athletic Club Bilbao, and exploring much more of the city's incredible sights, food and views. And until then, check out this video right here. Let me know what you thought of Bilbao so far. See you in the next one. Thanks.